Have a good trip, and remember, buckle up and drive defensively.
As honeybees move from flower to flower, they not only pollinate plants, they also collect nectar, which is the basis of honey. The nectar is turned into a sugary liquid by enzymes in the bees' honey sacs. It is stored in the hive and thickened by the fluttering of the bees' wings. The flavor of the final product depends on which blossoms the nectar was drawn from. Used for thousands of years, honey is still valued for its sweetness and taste.
Gold is found in creek beds as nuggets and dust, and under the earth embedded in rock. If a deposit is promising enough, a mine is established. The ore can be extracted through underground drilling or from open pits. It is crushed and ground. The gold that separates out is melted in a furnace, then cast into molds. The purified metal can be transformed into jewelry and coins, or put to other uses such as deflecting heat from office tower windows.
Before the arrival of Europeans, Aboriginal peoples hunted for fur to protect themselves from the cold. In the past, animals were hunted in the wild, but today most species are raised on farms. Fur played a critical role in Canada's development and is still important for the Inuit people today. The production of beef begins in the late winter with the birth of calves. The calves weigh about 35 kilograms and are tagged for identification. Until fall, the cows graze on the range land. They are transferred to feedlots for the winter. After the roundup, the cattle are trucked to the market. Beef is enjoyed by many Canadians and is an excellent source of nutrients. mother pig or sow has up to 12 piglets. Adult pigs or hogs feed on barley, corn, and wheat. Their manure is used to increase crop yields. Pork is packaged and transported throughout Canada and around the world. It appears on supermarket shelves as sausages, roasts, and chops.
Hockey originated in Canada, and for decades, Canada has also been a leading producer of hockey equipment. The first skates were simply blades fitted to a player's shoe or boot. Over the years, skates, as well as sticks and protective clothing, have evolved, especially with growing concerns for safety. Hockey is now a big business. Once a pastime of young men, it has become a unisex sport played throughout the world. It takes a great idea and a talented team of people to make a piece of software. First, the idea is tested to make sure it will sell. Then a group of artists, researchers, writers, programmers, and desktop publishers work together to create the product. After going through quality assurance, it is packaged and distributed to stores throughout the country. Canada is a producer of aircraft parts. The frame, interior, and engine of the craft are constructed and assembled. Because of its lightness and strength, aluminum is a preferred material. Aircraft vary in size, from small two-seaters to large passenger jets. Lumber is produced from different types of trees. The trees are cut, loaded onto trucks, and hauled to sawmills. They are stripped of their bark, which is used to make fuel, and turned into lumber and wood chips. Lumber is used in the construction industry to make everything from house frames to backyard fences.
Canada is a leading producer of aluminum, not because the metal is found here, but because we have the hydroelectric power needed to refine it. To produce goods, aluminum is heated and poured into molds. Once they have cooled, the pieces, which can range in size from 10 to 100 pounds, are removed from the molds and sent to be finished. Aluminum is used to make cars, aircraft, window frames, and pop cans.
Apple trees bloom in the spring and bear fruit in the late summer and early fall. To ensure quality, the fruit is still hand-picked. There are many commercial varieties of apples which Canadians enjoy fresh or in the form of juice, cider, and pies. One of the first steps in producing a book is scanning the pictures. A printing plate is then made of the page layout. The plate prints the text and images onto large sheets of paper. The paper sheets are folded, collated, and stitched together. Covers are glued onto the book blocks, and the finished books are ready to be shipped.
Canola is the leading oilseed plant, and Canada is one of its major producers. The crop is seeded, it grows, blossoms, is harvested, and then crushed. Canola meal is used for livestock feed, while the oil goes into margarine, shortening, and salad oil. The development of canola has been a remarkable Canadian success.
Ontario and Quebec are leaders in the manufacture of cars and car parts. The car body is made of metal. Parts are welded by hand and machine. various parts are assembled and the car is sent for a final paint job.
Cheese is a very old food. Its origins have been traced back 8,000 years to Asia. It was first made in Canada in the 17th century, after Champlain brought dairy cows to the New World. There are many varieties of cheese: fresh, soft, semi-soft, firm, and hard. They are all made in the same basic way, by curdling milk, draining the curds, pressing them, and allowing the cheese to age. Cheese is still a favorite today.
After 21 days, chickens hatch from their eggs and are transported to a poultry farm to be raised. They are fed a mixture of barley, corn, and wheat, and when they weigh somewhere between 1 and 3 kilograms, they are delivered to a processing plant. They are packaged and sent by refrigerated truck to stores where they are sold fresh or frozen. Chicken can be baked, barbecued, or fried and is enjoyed throughout Canada.
Chocolate is made from cocoa beans, which are imported from the tropics. The beans are cleaned and roasted to bring out the special aroma, then crushed to separate the kernels from the shells. The kernels are ground into a paste called cocoa mass. This mass is combined with cocoa butter, sugar, and sometimes milk to produce various kinds of chocolate. The chocolate can be used to enhance other fine foods or enjoyed on its own.
Coal is a mineral formed from plants that decayed millions of years ago. Once the top layer of soil is removed, coal is dug out of the ground with power shovels. It is taken to processing plants where it is crushed and cleaned. Coal is used to generate electricity and to produce steel. Since Alexander Graham Bell patented the telephone, Canada has become a leader in the telecommunications industry. The first telephones could only transmit sounds over short distances, but gradually transmission improved through technical advances. Now there are cordless and cellular phones, and signals are relayed by satellite. Telecommunications equipment is transforming our lives, at home and at work.
The first step in extracting copper from the ground is blasting. Trucks then carry the ore to a crusher. It is milled to detach the minerals from the rock and goes through a flotation process. The resulting concentrate is taken to a smelter. Copper is ideal for making electrical wire, tubes, pipes, and cooking utensils.
Corn is an ancient plant native to the Americas. Once a wild grass, it has evolved into stalks bearing distinctive tassels and ears. Corn is planted in the spring. It matures and is harvested in the late summer. While it is eaten by humans and also serves as fodder for animals, its uses extend beyond food. Much of the crop also goes into production of industrial goods, such as paper and insulation.
Cranberries grow in bogs. They can be harvested by combing the vines with mechanical rakes or by flooding the fields and floating the berries to the water's edge. Cranberries are used to make cranberry sauce as well as juice, muffins, and scones. Packed with flavor, they are also a very good source of vitamin C.
Crude oil is an oil found in the Earth's crust. Formed from ancient animal and plant material, It appears in deposits either on land or under the ocean. It is extracted using different kinds of drills. The oil is carried to the surface and refined. It is used to make fuel for car and jet engines, lubricants, solvents, plastics, and synthetic fibers.
Diamonds are contained in kimberlite ore. The ore is mined, crushed, and processed to release the diamonds. Diamonds are used not only for jewelry, but also for industrial grinders, electronic equipment, and surgical tools.
Eggs are laid by chickens. Different breeds produce different colored eggs. Collected on the farm, they are sent to grading stations where they are cleaned and candled. The interior of each egg is exposed by a bright light, and then they are graded and sorted. A short time later, they arrive at the grocery store. Eggs are extremely versatile and can be enjoyed on their own or in salads, entrees, or desserts.
Before the arrival of Europeans, Aboriginal peoples hunted for fur to protect themselves from the cold.
Gold is found in creek beds as nuggets and dust.
Gypsum is a very soft mineral found underground and mined in open pits. It is crushed and taken to wallboard plants, where it is ground and mixed into a slurry. The slurry is pushed out between sheets of paper and travels along conveyor belts, where it hardens. It is cut, stacked, and stored, ready to be sent to lumber yards. Though gypsum is used mainly to produce wallboard, it is also used to make cement, fertilizer, paint, and even toothpaste. As honeybees move from flower to flower,
Inuit artists use various types of stone in their work. To obtain the serpentine, argillite, dolomite, or quartz, they often have to travel long distances. While some artists use traditional hand tools, others use small electrical tools. They work with the stone, creating a form and then continuing to carve the detailed features. Inuit art portrays the Inuit way of life. It is world-renowned and truly Canadian.
Iron has been produced in Canada for hundreds of years. It is mined today by drilling and blasting. The ore is loaded onto trucks and taken to plants to be crushed and processed. Iron pellets are formed, which are then smelted. Iron is a major component of steel, which is used to make many things, including cars, bridges, and skyscrapers.
Lead is usually found alongside zinc, and the two metals are mined and refined together. The ore is blasted and scooped up using huge electrical shovels. It goes through milling and flotation processes to separate out the minerals. Lead is used to make car batteries, as well as the shields and aprons that protect us from X-rays.
Lobsters are crustaceans. The only species native to Canada is the American lobster, which flourishes along the Atlantic coast. Trapped in wooden pots, they are caught in shallow waters in the summer and further out during the winter. Lobsters are prized for their meat, which can be transformed into classic dishes like lobster bisque or simply steamed or broiled. Maple syrup is a Canadian specialty, made from the sap of the sugar maple. In the early days of spring, when the sap begins to flow, it is collected in buckets or pipelines and taken to sugar camps, where it is boiled on evaporators. It is tested for sweetness and then filtered. The end result is maple syrup, ready to be packaged and enjoyed, or transformed into maple cream, maple butter, or maple candy.
Twice a day, across the country, it's milking time. With today's equipment, a cow can be milked in a matter of minutes. The equipment is kept scrupulously clean and transfers the milk to a tank. It is taken by refrigerated truck to a dairy, where it is tested and pasteurized. Milk is packaged in many different ways and used to make a variety of products, such as yogurt, butter, and ice cream.
Molybdenum is a hard silver metal contained in an ore called molybdenite. Often found alongside copper ore, molybdenite is extracted from the earth and then refined. The resulting metal is used to strengthen steel and to make electrical equipment, aircraft parts, and rechargeable batteries.
Natural gas is a fuel found deep in the earth. Produced from the remains of prehistoric animals and plants, it is extracted by drilling. Once geologists have determined where the gas is likely to be found, drills are set up, either on land or water. The gas is collected and refined, and then distributed through pipelines. Natural gas is used to make electricity, to heat homes, and to cook food.
Nickel can be mined underground or on the surface. Once the ore is extracted, it is crushed and undergoes flotation. The nickel is separated out and then smelted and refined. Nickel appears in many different products. It is combined with chromium and iron to make stainless steel and is also used to make coins. While our quarter and dime are pure nickel, our nickel contains both nickel and copper.
Potash originated from particles of phosphate deposited millions of years ago by the receding ocean and left to settle deep in the earth. It is mined in two ways. It can be excavated by boring machines and conveyed to the surface, or dissolved in hot water and pumped into ponds. Potash is used mainly in the production of fertilizer. It is exported worldwide.
The production of potatoes starts in the spring. The soil is tilled and the seeds, which are pieces of last year's potatoes, are planted. The crop grows, flowers, and is harvested. The potatoes are transported to local plants where they are sorted, stored, and bagged, ready to be shipped.
Papermaking starts in the forest. Trees are cut and sent to a mill for processing. They are chipped, ground, and cooked with chemicals to produce a soupy mixture called pulp. The pulp is dried and pressed and turns into paper. The paper is rolled onto long spools and then cut and packaged, ready to be shipped.
Quartz is a common mineral which takes many forms. It appears as sand on beaches, in veins that run underground, and as beautiful crystals. The crystals are mined carefully. Bulldozers and trucks clear the area. Water is used to wash away the surrounding clay, and then the crystals are gathered by hand. Their special properties make them ideal for high-tech industries. They are used in computers, stereos, TVs, and watches.
Salmon have a remarkable life cycle. In the fall, the adults return to the streams in which they were born, lay their eggs, and die. These eggs hatch the next spring, and the young fish make their way back to the ocean. Salmon are harvested in different ways. Seining, which gathers them in nets, yields the largest catches. Once caught, the fish are cleaned and stored in ice. Fresh, smoked, or canned, they find a ready market at home and abroad.
Scallops can be found on Canada's western and eastern coasts. The most common variety is the sea scallop or giant scallop. With its round, colorful shells, which can be as large as salad plates, it is one of the most striking of mollusks. Scallops are harvested for their meat, which can be enjoyed steamed, grilled, or stir-fried.
As a maritime nation, Canada has long been a producer of ships. Whether intended to haul goods, transport passengers, or harvest the sea, each ship is composed of many parts. Engines, propellers, hulls, and tanks are all manufactured separately and then assembled in shipyards.
Silver is a trace metal produced as a byproduct in the refining of other metals such as copper, lead, and zinc. After blasting, the ore is crushed and the metals are extracted through the process of flotation. Silver is used to make photographic supplies as well as coins, jewelry, and tableware.
Tires are made of steel cables, rubber, and other materials. The various parts are assembled and then the tire is cured or vulcanized. It becomes strong and rigid and acquires a tread pattern by being pressed against the sides of a mold.
Titanium is a metal notable for its strength, lightness, and resistance to corrosion. It is mined and smelted in Quebec, but not yet refined in Canada. Its unique characteristics have only recently been exploited. Best known for the production of air and spacecraft, titanium is also used to make bikes, golf clubs, and tennis rackets. Uranium is mined by drilling boreholes in the ground and pumping the ore to the surface. It is sent to a mill to be processed and packed in drums, ready to be shipped. Uranium releases energy when its atoms are split. It is used to make nuclear weapons and electricity. 1/5 of the electricity used in Canada comes from CANDU reactors, fueled by uranium.
Where would we be without wheat? It starts off as a seedling and grows into a mature plant with kernels. At harvest time, when it has turned golden, the grain is cut and transported to elevators. It is exported to many parts of the world. Wheat is used to make breads, cakes, cookies, pasta, and breakfast cereals.
Whitefish occur throughout Canada. In the Great Lakes, they are caught by boat. In the north, where they travel long distances by river, they are caught with individual lines. Though they were once important commercially, they are now fished recreationally. They are a valuable food source for northern people and are often dried and smoked.
Winemaking begins in the vineyard, where grapes are carefully grown and harvested. In the winery, they are crushed and pressed to release their juice. Through fermentation, the juice turns into wine. It is aged in oak barrels or stainless steel tanks and then is bottled. Zinc is the fourth most utilized metal. It is mined using drills and explosives. The ore is milled and goes through a flotation process in which it is mixed with water, and particles of the mineral rise to the surface on air bubbles. Zinc is effective in protecting iron and steel from rust. It is used in the construction of buildings, as well as the manufacture of cars and appliances.
That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way.
A cruiser's en route to your locale. Just hang tight and we'll be there soon.
That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way.
A cruiser's en route to your locale. Just hang tight and we'll be there soon.
That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. Have a good trip, and remember, buckle up and drive defensively. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way. That's a 10-4, good buddy. I'm on my way.